my channel. I'm Kim Chamberlain, the Canal Town Stitcher, and today I am bringing you a short Stitch With Me video. Today I am working on one of my WIPCO projects, which is Hello Pumpkin. It is by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and so I've gotten quite a bit done this week actually. So I stitched this acorn, I stitched this leaf, these two leaves here, and then almost all this pumpkin. So today I'm gonna see how far I can get in this Stitch With Me video. I'm hoping to finish up some more of the motifs around here. I don't know how well you can see this. Let me just look. Okay, looks like you can see this. All right, good. Sorry, I had a couple of people that commented. I don't know why all of a sudden, every time I get onto a floss tube, I feel like my voice gets all crackly. Anyway, I had a couple people comment on my last Stitch With Me that they couldn't see me stitching, and that was because I didn't have this set up the way that I have it today. This is new for me, so be patient. I hope that you can see everything. I am gonna look at the video obviously and watch it when I edit it, and if you guys are watching this, then you know that it worked out. If you guys are not watching it, then it didn't. But hopefully you guys will be watching it. So I'm working here in this pumpkin, and I'm just gonna continue to work. Actually, I'm gonna just tie this off and pull out a new thread. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like it to be too tight when I'm stitching, but I don't like to waste a lot of thread either. Oh, by the way, I got these scissors here from Michaels. They were like $3.99. I picked up like 6 pair, so I have a bunch. But they also have other sets too. All right, I think I am actually gonna have to pull off some of this because I think I used all that I had left. This is 3820. This whole chart is charted in DMCs. So I have good news. For those of you that have been following me for a while, I did set up my Etsy shop, and I posted a pattern this morning. I have about 4 more to post. USA Sampler is not posted yet. You would think that that would be the first one because it was my first design, but I did not post that one because I can't get the picture to load. So I'm gonna have to ask my son, who is basically in charge of all of that, to help me with that. And I just realized I'm not wearing my glasses either. I just took a shower and I did not put my glasses on. It's okay. All right, so back to this pumpkin right here. I hope everybody has had a really good stitchy week. I would love to know what you're stitching on when you are watching my Stitch With Me's. So, you know, feel free to put it in the comments. Like, what are you working on while you are watching any Stitch With Me? Like, I've been watching, oh my goodness, so many Stitch With Me's. I watched some of Teresa Little Stitcher. She does a lot of big projects. I'm gonna stitch this in hand. I don't have a, I'm sorry, while I concentrate on this for a second. I don't have a, like a lap stand or anything. I do use hoops if the count is too high. Like or if it's like a really tight even weave, I'll use a hoop. But otherwise, I've been stitching in hand a lot more. I stitch in hand the same way that Kimberly Jolly stitches in hand. I sometimes use the method that Chelsea Carter uses on Stitching with the Housewives. I know that that's the way that Crystal Rowe prefers to stitch. But I don't know why. I'm just addicted to the backs. And I'll show you my back in a second. I also changed all of my needles. So I used to use like sharp needles. And since stitching in hand, I went completely to DMC needles. This one is a size 28, I think. I would have to go look. But I'm slowly changing all of my embroidery needles over from just the everyday sewing needle to more of an embroidery needle with the duller point. For obvious reasons. Like my middle finger is actually right here. Like I'm tapping on it right now. So I use my middle finger to guide my needle behind me. I do have my air conditioner running, and so that's the blowing sound that you hear in the room. And then TJ and the boys are actually outside working in the driveway, and I'm going to be going downstairs and working in the craft room this afternoon. And then I'm taking Ryan and a friend of his to see a movie, which I don't know what it's called, but it's got Ryan Reynolds in it. The last movie that I went to with Ryan and his friends was the Pikachu movie, and that also had Ryan Reynolds in it. I think he's kind of like, I think my son's a secret Ryan Reynolds fan. I think my favorite Ryan Reynolds movie at this point has to be the one he did with Sandra Bullock, and that movie, I can't even remember what that was called. I'll have to think about that. It'll come to me. But they go to Alaska. She's like a book editor, and he gets coerced into, she's from Canada, and he gets coerced into becoming her husband so that she doesn't lose her citizenship in America. It's a cute movie. But I can't remember now what it's called. Anyhow, that's my day today. That and loading some more charts into Etsy. So my Etsy shop is called Canal Town Stitcher. Or, oh no, Canal Town Stitchery is what it's called. So look me up. I posted a Halloween chart that I'm currently model stitching, but I'll get that photo posted as soon as it's done. I'm tired of sitting on these patterns. And I learned a lot about Etsy. So Etsy takes care of a lot of the sales tax for you, so I don't have to worry about doing that. And I already have an accountant that can deal with businesses. I just need to apply for my DBA so that I can say that I'm doing business as Canal Town Stitchery, which I'm gonna do on Monday. So my work on Halloween Quaker is coming along really nicely. When I do my update video tomorrow, you guys will get to see that. Hopefully this doesn't take too long to upload. My videos sometimes just take absolutely forever. And it is, oops, so frustrating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh. Did I mess up on? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's why. Okay. I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. A little bit here. And then I'll fix my mistake at the very end. So I'm getting ready to start working in my classroom. This week is a full week of in school. Not for my students, but just for me. I have meetings throughout the week, and then I'm going to work in my classroom. Try to get it all ready. I have been working on planning lessons and such from home because I have an air conditioner here and there's no air conditioner at school. Hope you guys can see this okay. Probably my hand is in the way. But I'm gonna do my bulletin boards this week. I need to figure out where to post my learning targets, and I need to figure out an easier way to do it because I am terrible about remembering to post them. So I really need a better strategy for that. I don't know what Adam's laughing about out there, but I can hear him laughing. He's my baby. He's my 10-year-old, almost 11. So he's a preteen, he tells me. I tell him he's always gonna be my little baby. And the dog is barking. He's been continually barking all morning because they're working outside. So it might just mean that he just needs a little break. A little too much stimulation for him. He's still just a puppy, so. As you can see, because I work from right to left, I'm not all that good at seeing the next stitch downward if it goes diagonal, so I just do the old-fashioned method when it comes to that. Oh, the doggy is barking. I might have to pause the video and go figure it out. We live in the middle of nowhere, but we still have neighbors, so I try to be respectful. So I have not been watching any TV, like at all. No binge watching of shows or anything. I watch strictly YouTube. I'm always disappointed. Like, I do watch The Handmaid's Tale, but their seasons are so short. They only have like 9 or 10 episodes, and by the time like you're done watching them in like a week and a half, and then there's nothing else to watch. Nothing new. I'll watch Grey's Anatomy, but I kind of wait for the first few episodes to come out before I actually watch it. I don't know why that is. I think sometimes it's just because I feel like I can wait, because there's no real spoilers in that show anymore. It's been on for so long that whatever happens, happens. So I don't have to be like on the edge of my seat waiting to watch it. So right now I'm mostly into classroom setup videos. I like to watch all the new teachers setting up their rooms because they have some really good ideas. And so sometimes I'll, you know, like the idea of a wow work board. So I'm putting one of those into my classroom on the back wall. And we'll hang all of the kids' pretty work there. And they're gonna get to decide what work they want to hang there, so that they always have something hanging up. Something that they can be proud of, something that, you know, they want to show off. 6, 7. So that will be something new this year that I'm looking forward to. Oops. I'm off. My daughter is trying out for the play. Play in the middle school this year is Annie Jr. Yay! This pumpkin is done. So here's the back, so you can kind of see like why I like my stitching in hand method. I can show you a couple of different ways that it looks, because I do sometimes stitch in hand the other way. Okay. This hedgehog was such a pain. So here is the hedgehog on this side. Look at all the confetti stitches. I don't know if you can see that very well. Hopefully it's focused for you. Anyway, the back looks terrible. Let me see if I can find an example of when I did that side to side. Stitch in hand. I don't see any. Looks like this one was mostly just done with the regular method. All right, so now on to the next. Let's see here, what color do I need now? I need I'm sitting in my office chair, which is also different for me because normally I am sitting in my stitchy chair, but because I have a hard time with my ring light and with my stand, so it has to be attached to my desk in order for it to work like this. I think this is the right color. Looks good. I could check the thing, but there's only so many colors on this. So it's pretty easy to determine which ones are which. Oh my gosh, I have gone through so much of 433, 434, 435, and 436 in the last few months. Every chart I'm doing seems to call for them. I do not know why. And I know that I'm kind of a slower stitcher than some people, but I would say that overall this is stitching up really fast. Look here. 1, 2, 3. There's my hair getting caught up in it. Oh, I almost pulled it all the way through. Oh my gosh, my dog is still barking. He's gonna have to go in his home, take a little nappy nap. That's what we do when he gets overstimulated. He loves his home. It's like his safe place. And I feel like guess not. Felt like I was a half stitch over, but I guess not. So that's Charlie that's barking. He's our 2-year-old Cavachon. In every single one of my pictures, I end with a picture of my dogs that my daughter took. She took it a couple weeks ago at the beach. And I just thought it was the best picture of my dogs, like, ever. So now that's like the end of every video. We have a 9-year-old Westie who's named Eddie, and we got Charlie to give Eddie kind of a companion dog because he was starting to have depression. Now, mind you, Eddie has always been like had always been a single dog before that, so it wasn't like we had a dog and then that dog passed and then Eddie was alone. But we could see that, that Eddie was feeling very sad. And that he needed a companion. So we had been talking about getting a dog for a while. And then I saw Charlie at a pet store, and he was just so dang cute. And I called my husband and I said, I found this dog, don't panic. I put him on hold. I really want to get him. So that was on my birthday 2 years ago, and we went and picked him up the next day, so August 29th, 2019, Charlie came home. And he is the most lovable and snuggly and cuddly dog in the world. Eddie loves to be cuddled and snuggled too, but Charlie, he just loves it. And not only that, but Charlie loves Eddie, like wholeheartedly loves Eddie. Hands down. Alright, I'm gonna pause this video for a second and go take care of him. I will be right back. Okay, I think I'm back for a few minutes anyways. He just was going crazy. All right. And here's the other one, right by my feet. I don't know if you can see him or not. He's right here. Curled up. Okay, so next color is the light blue. Just this color. Right? Yep. I'm stitching this on a 28 count vintage smoky white, and I am using all of the called for colors, so no changes. Let's see here. Sometimes I have a little trouble. Good Lord. Oh, there's a child knocking at the door. Hang on. Okay. Another interruption. I think we're settled now. All right. Back to this. I did, though, put my glasses on. There's one. There's two. So I guess TJ has all the kids working outside. Which is wonderful. I feel like I'm not seeing this right. Let's see how this looks. Well, I guess it looks okay. So this would be like closer to the side-by-side method. So I'm moving to the left. So if you, there's the side-by-side method. And I do that sometimes, but I'm more of a right to left or left to right stitcher, so that's where you're not going to see me do that very often. And the other dog is currently curled up at my feet. this is in view for you guys. But finally got Charlie settled down and napping. It's just too much for him with everybody outside. And part of it is that he wants to be out there with them, but they're going to be using tar on the driveway, and he cannot be out there for that. And he doesn't understand that. Most of the time, my dogs are very docile and very quiet. For some reason, Charlie today, it's just not. And Eddie's right here at my feet. Sometimes Eddie will go lay in his home at the same time Charlie is in his. They're side by side, and Eddie will sometimes make a choice to go at the same time that Charlie goes in his. Most of the time their homes are open. But because Charlie is still a puppy and he was in need of some de-stimulation, he's in his home right now. And like he normally does, he just curls up and goes to sleep in there. He, I know that there's a lot of people out there that are not a fan of crate training, but I can tell you right now, when they want to be in their homes, they're in their homes. They go in there on their own. We've always made it a happy, snug place for them. It's never been a punishment. So they just feel very safe and comfortable in their houses. So a lot of times they'll just go in there and just sleep during the day. Eddie especially, like if he's noticing that there's a lot of like noise in the house or kids are in and out or running around, his first go-to place is his home. It's where he feels the most comfortable. Moving right along. I'm not sure why some stitches are way easier for me to see than others. It's so strange. This is kind of a big one, so not sure that I'm going to finish this one in the amount of time that we have left. I would sure like to try. So talked about TV shows, talked about what I watch, talked about a little bit about back to school. Some states are already back to school. We are a September back to school, so we actually go back to school the day after Labor Day is our first day. I actually prefer, why is somebody coming inside? They're gonna get Eddie and Charlie all worked up. That's Eddie. He's barking because he's in my bedroom.
Hey, Mom.
Yes.
I want to know if you would make some sandwiches.
Some sandwiches?
Mm-hmm.
I guess so. I'm in the middle of filming a Plus 2 video
Oh, right now?
right now.
Oh, sorry.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Just any kind of sandwich, or do you guys have preferences?
You know what we like, you know, turkey. Wait, we don't have turkey.
We do have turkey. We have turkey, ham, and roast beef.
Everybody but Adam will have turkey. Or whatever Dad wants. And cheese.
Okay. That was Ryan. I did have my door locked. But since they're outside working in the sun, I think I can make them some sandwiches. I'm done with this. Comes Eddie, right back to my feet again. Hi, baby. He just had to go out and see who it was coming in the door. Hopefully Charlie settles right back down to sleep. If not, when I go out to make the sandwiches, he will come out and I'll take him for a walk. It's like having a toddler in the house and you're like, oh no, it's their nap time. Somebody showed up. this has been in view this whole time. If you have stitched Hello Pumpkin, I would love to see it. If you want to post a photograph of your progress in the comments, that would be super fun. Or if you're stitching it currently, I'd love to see it. This is a WIPGO weekend, which means that you're supposed to be working on some sort of goal that you have for WIPGO. And my goal for this is really to try to finish it this month. I have been working on this pattern since Easter Sunday. Oh no, I was working on it before Easter Sunday. I think I started it the week before Easter Sunday because I remember stitching on it. Honestly, we went to virtual church that day, as I'm sure everybody did. And I was actually stitching on it during the service. I don't feel bad though. We actually watched the Easter service in our pajamas this year. Which I hate to admit, but like Easter Sunday has always been such a fiasco for us because we have 4 kids. So to put that in perspective, wait a second here. 1, 2. Okay, I guess that's right. I feel like I'm off by half a stitch, but I guess. One. I hate this, guys. I am off by half a stitch. Oh, you can see it right there. Ah. See now? Now, this was my first, not my first. This was one of my few pieces where I didn't, guys, I didn't start in a box. I did this in a hoop for most of it. Because I was having a really hard time seeing it. Oops. And I needed the hoop to get me like back going again, because I didn't stitch in hand like ever before. Last year I only specifically stitched in hoops. So stitching in hand is relatively new for me. So I wasn't paying attention, and you know there's like a natural box where you can kind of see the natural progression of the linen where you should start your stitches. Well, when I started this piece, I started in a half stitch and went to a half stitch, if that makes sense. So now if I inadvertently go to like these squares, I'm off by half a stitch. But this is a huge motif, and if I don't stitch it right, then the rest won't be right. So I have to take it out. Thankfully though, I caught it before I stitched this whole thing, because that would have made me very upset. And I'm not always a perfectionist. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna leave that there. But in this case, I am taking it out. I think what I'm gonna do is end the video here and go make my kiddos some sandwiches. Tomorrow my plan is to film my weekly update. So you will get to see where I am in Hello Pumpkin tomorrow when I get done. Please feel free to leave me a comment. I would love to know what you're stitching on. Please only send nice comments. Not that I haven't gotten nice comments, but it's hard to tell your tone when you're sending a message or a comment through, so it's just better to just be positive. Finish just doing a little bit of this frogging, and then I will sign off. I hope you all have a good stitchy day on this beautiful, well, beautiful here in Palmyra, New York, Sunday. Please like and subscribe if you so choose. And with the pulling out of these last few stitches, I hope that you're safe and you have a great rest of your weekend. Bye now.